Hello, and welcome to What's That Behind You? Today we are looking at spontaneous human combustion. If you've never heard of this phenomena before, it's a supposed occurrence where a person's body suddenly bursts into flames without any apparent external cause. There have been many reported cases of spontaneous human combustion throughout history, and it remains a topic of debate among scientists and the general public. Today, we are going to explore this strange and mysterious phenomena and try to separate fact from fiction. First of all, let's talk about the telltale signs of spontaneous human combustion. The supposed signs include the following. The victim's body is burned almost completely, leaving behind only a pile of ashes and some charred bone fragments. The fire is localized, meaning that it does not spread to nearby objects or structures. There is little to no damage to the surrounding areas, such as furniture or clothing. There is a sweet, sticky smell in the air, which some people describe as the smell of burning rubber or oil. Now, there are numerous pictures across the internet of people who have supposedly combusted. Now, it's entirely up to yourself whether these are true or not, but you can see some of the evidence given in this list, in those pictures. Now that we have looked at some supposed signs of the phenomena, let's start looking at some of the supposed reports of spontaneous human combustion. The most well-known case of spontaneous human combustion is probably the death of Mary Reeser in 1951. Reeser was a 67-year-old woman who was found dead in her apartment in St. Petersburg, Florida. Her body was almost completely incinerated, except for her left foot, which was still wearing a slipper. The cause of the fire was never determined, and some people speculated that Reeser had been the victim of spontaneous human combustion. However, there is no conclusive evidence to support this theory, and many experts believe that Reeser's death was the result of a more conventional fire. But not only the modern era had cases. The theory for spontaneous human combustion was first put forward in 1641 by a Danish doctor and mathematician Thomas Bartholin in his Historiam Anatomica Rarorum, a tome which catalogues strange medical phenomena to describe the death of an Italian knight called Polonius Vistorus. According to him, the knight had a few glasses of strong wine that evening with his parents, and at his home in Milan, when he burped fire and succumbed to the flames and died. Something with a little bit more credence was the first official case in Ireland. The most recent death linked to SHC, as it's called, was that of Michael Faherty, 76, who died at his home in Galway, Ireland in December 2010. Dr. Kieran McLaughlin, the coroner tasked with explaining Mr. Faherty's sudden death at his home in Ballybane, made the shock decision of putting it down to spontaneous human combustion. Mr. Faherty was found with severe burns, lying on his back with his head near an open fireplace. Despite the blaze, the sitting room was untouched, apart from burns on the ceiling directly above him and on the floor beneath him. Forensic experts who investigated the scene at Mr. Faherty's home concluded the fireplace was not linked to his death, and Dr. McLaughlin said, "This fits into the category of spontaneous human combustion, for which there is no adequate explanation. There have been many other reported cases of spontaneous human combustion over the years, but most of them have been debunked or explained by other means. So what do the emergency services think of this phenomena? Well, when the emergency services respond to a case where a person's body has been burned, they typically investigate the cause of the fire, just like they would in any other case. They look for evidence of an external cause of the fire, such as matches or an electrical fault. If they can't find any evidence of an external cause, they may consider the possibility of spontaneous human combustion, but this is usually a last resort. So, what are the facts about spontaneous human combustion? Well, despite many reported cases over the years, there is currently no scientific evidence to support the existence of spontaneous human combustion as a distinct and unexplained phenomenon. Most experts believe that the rare cases of apparent spontaneous human combustion can be explained by known factors such as an external ignition source, flammable materials, or medical conditions that can lead to the buildup of gases in the body. For example, some cases of apparent spontaneous human combustion may be caused by a person falling asleep while smoking, or by a person spilling flammable liquids on their clothing. In other cases, medical conditions such as diabetes or alcoholism can lead to the buildup of gases in the body, which can ignite when exposed to external heat sources. As for the body containing these heat sources to create the flame, the one thing that sits in my mind is the fact that the body is 60% water, so I don't think there is anything strong enough to start the fire from within. I don't know if you have tried setting water on fire, but it is incredibly difficult. The body can essentially wick due to the fat content and amount of oils, but the water fact just baffles me. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, the phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion continues to capture the public's imagination. It's a topic that has been explored in literature, film and television, and it remains a mystery that may never be fully explained. Every now and again, it is amazing to fall into these phenomena and go down the rabbit holes of unexplained scientific evidence. What's your opinion on spontaneous human combustion? Do you believe in it? Do you think it's real? Let me know down in the comments. If this is your first time entering What's That Behind You, please consider subscribing and also liking the video. It does help a lot. But for now, no matter what flame you stand next to, or how many gases build up in your body, you don't have to be afraid of what's behind you.